Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into a total backyard glow-up. We're going to explore how simple, genuinely budget-friendly lighting can completely revolutionize both the energy and the aesthetic of your outdoor living spaces. Really, we're looking at a journey today. It's a narrative of transformation that takes a forgotten, dark backyard and turns it into a truly captivating sanctuary. You know, sometimes it takes just one spark, one small glow to truly change how a space feels. That beautiful thought right there perfectly captures our mission today. Our journey isn't just about utility or being able to see your walkway. It's about the emotional power of bringing light to dark places. These projects don't just brighten your yard, they quietly shift your whole energy. It is all about stopping the wait for the perfect conditions and just letting things glow. Look, when we think about upgrading a yard, we usually face a pretty harsh reality check, right? I'm talking about the immense cost and labor of traditional electrical work. Hiring contractors, literally tearing up your driveway pavers, running wires everywhere. It easily costs thousands of dollars. But modern solar power? It's kind of a game changer. It gives us that same big, bold impact for a fraction of the cost. And the best part is, there is absolutely zero wiring required. All right, let's jump into lighting the way home, finding the right fixture for the right space. So extensive product testing actually gives us a really clear roadmap for our transformation here. Depending on the chapter of your outdoor story, you need the right tool. Like if you're lighting up a pool, you might need the massive 2500 lumen power of the Tough Enough floodlight to illuminate the area like it's daytime, which even comes with a handy remote. Or if you're just trying to set a welcoming, cozy mood, the BitPop pathway lights use these thick lampshades and retro tungsten filaments to cast this gorgeous, warm amber vibe onto your driveway. It's all about choosing the right character for your yard's narrative. Before we get to the really fun DIYs, we absolutely have to talk about the unsung hero of this whole operation, the solar battery. Without a healthy internal rechargeable battery absorbing energy from the top panels, some of which boast an incredible 22% sun conversion rate, by the way, your yard is just going to go dark. This little guy stores the sun's energy all day just to give you hours of continuous magic at night. Okay, moving on to magical backyard transformations. This is where we get big impact with simple DIYs. This is where your imagination can just run wild to build incredible focal points. For example, grab a $5.99 thrift store lantern, wire it with some rechargeable bulbs, and boom, you've turned a forgotten piece of junk into this glowing centerpiece for your porch. Or how about pouring 40 pounds of fast dry cement around a PVC pipe inside an IKEA planter? That gives you a gorgeous, functional solar umbrella base for the pool. Even something as simple as scattering glowing solar orbs across the lawn creates an effect that looks like magical little moons resting right in your grass. It is actually fascinating how merging two basic elements can totally alter the feeling of a space. Taking a simple submerged solar fountain, literally just a basic one from Amazon, and dropping it into a pot with some rocks creates an immediate transformation. The calming sound of running water, combined with the warmth of a glowing light at night, it turns a quiet, forgotten corner of your yard into a space of total peace and healing. Next up, weathering the elements, surviving the seasons. Now, you might be wondering, how do these actually hold up to the weather? Well, this timeline maps out a full year with premium glass and stainless steel Action Store lights in the Netherlands. It proves that while they are surprisingly resilient, they survived freezing winter snow and actually charged just fine on cold, clear days, they aren't exactly invincible. After a harsh winter, as spring rolled in, one light finally failed to turn back on. It's just a good reminder that maintaining your space does require a little bit of vigilance. 5. That is the specific lumen count of those premium seasonal lights we just talked about. And this teaches us a crucial lesson in outdoor design. Sometimes you really don't want harsh, blinding floodlights washing out your yard. Sometimes a soft, ambient 5-lumen glow is exactly what you need to gracefully illuminate a walkway and create a truly inviting, subtle atmosphere. Which brings us to reviving your dead lights, the DIY restoration trick. Okay, let's get our hands dirty with a gritty, hands-on restoration because you do not have to throw your cloudy lights away. Using common household items, you can actually rescue these failing fixtures. First, you pop the lens off and check for corrosion. Then, you scrape away years of calcium and oxidation by sanding the lens with 150 grit and then 3000 grit sandpaper. Next, buff the plastic back to life using toothpaste and vinegar as a polishing agent. Finally, just apply a very thin wipe of WD-40. It adds a protective layer and gives you incredible clarity. I mean, the visual difference here is just staggering.
A dirty, clouded lens literally blocks the sun, starving the battery until the light just completely dies. But a clean, polished lens, that is the difference between a useless piece of plastic rotting in your garden and a fully restored, vibrant light source that is going to shine for years. Restoring them yourself is honestly an incredibly satisfying part of the glow up process. Finally, let's look at more than just curb appeal, finding joy in the light.
Sure, installing a matte vinyl solar address sign boldly says, "I live here and I matter." It's great for curb appeal. But building a beautiful, cafe-lit sanctuary for a friend named Debbie, who is fighting a really dark battle with cancer, that shows the true, deeply connective power of these projects. She chose joy, and she chose light in her darkest hour. Bringing that literal brightness into her space was an act of profound care. Debbie reminded me that resilience is a form of radiance. That quote captures the absolute heart of our narrative today. Taking something forgotten, whether it's a rusty thrift store lantern, a barren corner of a patio, or an old weathered solar light, applying a little bit of care and watching it glow against the darkness. It proves that with just a little effort, the brightest lights really can come from the deepest places. So, as we wrap up this explainer, after exploring everything from solar voltage conversion to pouring concrete for driveway DIYs, I want to leave you with this final thought for your own glow up journey. Don't wait for the perfect moment or some massive landscaping budget. Take one simple idea, step out into your yard, and just start transforming your space. What light are you holding on to, and where will you let it shine? Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one.